Hello and welcome everyone, I am C.S.Gilmore and this is Pacific Drive. Check out what's on here. Photography has become incredibly difficult. Radiation and whatever else is happening here means most film is ruined, but you have to believe that sides? Alright, interesting. Well, we are set to progress for the next story element, I believe. Looks like we're going to have to go here, then here, then here, in order to get up to this place called the Visions. That one has perpetual stability. That one, shaggy scramblers are more dangerous. What even is a shaggy scrambler? I'm not sure what that is. Probably bad for my health though. And then, so yeah, I think we go to here, then here. Last time I did a thing with the turncoat, it didn't really seem to do anything. I don't know what that deal was. But yeah, then we go there, then we go there. We can make it. Also, as you can see, I've made some upgrades. I improved this, so now, like, if I just chuck something at it, it should grab it and dismantle it, and also it should dismantle things faster, get more out of them faster again. Made a few little improvements like that around. I think we've got everything as packed up as we can hope to have it right now. Yeah. Now I think we're about as said as we can. So, let's get moving and see what everyone has to say as we get further along here. Hopefully this storm dies off. I imagine we're going to get some text from people as conversations fly. Burn stuff. No big deal. No conversation bits. Watch out for that. The crabby boy there would be bad for my health. Look at that thing. Did I scan one of those yet? Okay.
Hey driver, sorry about all that mess with Oppie. There's no question, Oppie is a once-in-a-generation genius. I've watched her manipulate wavelengths with nanometer precision without batting an eye. So, yeah, to see her go from being the sharpest person in the room to what she is now is disappointing. This place, it leeches away your sanity day by day. So for Oppie to live here in complete isolation, locked away with only bad memories and expired medication, nothing good comes of that.
I'd feel a hell of a lot better if I knew why she suddenly cares so much about the remnants.
Oh, you know, reasons and things. She'll be back in conversation before long. Can't stay away. I really needed to break in here because I really could use more chemicals. It seems to be one of the resources that is just endlessly running out. So, opportunity to grab some, especially under non-hostile conditions for the most part. Very worth it. Look around all the options. obstacles. There we go. Now I just need to get out of here.
Speaking of Oppie, you're not gonna like this, Francis, but I'm starting to think we can't do this alone. Look, it's not that I doubt our abilities, but no one knows the zone like that old man.
You heard what she said. She'll sabotage this remnant before helping us.
Right. Well, she'll come around to our charms.
No, she won't. Nothing in the 13 years we spent in R&D proof that she's open to working with anyone. She dug her heels in so deep that she wrestled everyone down into the grave with her. I can't be involved if she is.
You've got some bad blood between them, it feels like.
What are you talking about? This is the entire reason we stayed behind, to write the record of the zone. Not about the experiments and the technology, but to tell the legends of the land.
I don't want anything to do with her. I don't want to talk to her. I don't want her advice. I don't want to hear her goddamn voice.
This isn't like you. What's going on, Francis? Is there something I should know?
No.
All your work in limb R&D, all the time you spent, your entire career, your entire life. You sacrificed it all for Ada, and how did they thank you? With a black hole in your resume, where you can't tell anyone what you did. You couldn't even tell people where you wiped your ass for 10 years.
So no, I'm not letting this go. Not for me, but especially not for you.
That's not... Never mind.
You know, sometimes I wonder, how much of you staying here was actually to hunt these legends? Or if it was because you had nowhere else to go?
Ooh, sounds like they're opening up some deep wounds. They're past with some of these conversations. Kitties, stop trying to destroy everything. What are you doing, you furry mess? Leave with the rocking horse. Kids rocking horse. You're a weird cat. You know that? She's like, yeah, whatever, I'm fine, honestly. No, we're clear and moving along. Alright, I'm thinking they're probably done talking for the time being, as far as the story progression goes. What is that? Why is there a light over there? Lead plating, but I like that they put lights like this in those areas, just as a little, hey, by the way, there's something over here that helps you see it, which is very much appreciated given how hard it is to sometimes find these things otherwise. I mean, if they didn't stick out at all, it would be nigh impossible to find some of these resources. Well, as you use the resource locator, which is a device you can make, so it takes up a big chunk of your car space, because you have to put it on the roof, as I recall, and it also has a bit of battery drain. So, iffy question mark as to viability, but I recall the resource PNW love sticker. What? I have no idea what that is, but okay. I'll grab that, and there. Could have sworn I could break up. Oh. Here. Moving on. But, I lost my train of thought. Anyway, hopefully it wasn't important. Love it when that happens. Just had an idea, going. Train's gone. Off the tracks. No coming back. Alright, let's hit this next area just to make sure they aren't going to start talking again. And then we'll see what's what. I'm also really liking the highway mid areas just for the amount of supplies you can sometimes get out of them is actually pretty good. I mean, sure you don't find limb energy and various other things. This one's a good one for, I have to grab some of these on my way through. And they're kind of right on the path. That works. But, yeah, they seem to have a good amount of resources in those mid-zones anyway. Whoa, hold on a second. Did you all see that? I could have sworn I saw a weird distortion in the air. What's that? Did you all see that? Like, it was like a ripple in the air. Maybe I'm losing it. But I'm fairly certain I just saw something. Let's keep the lead in here. Oh wait, hold on. What is that? What is this? Crashing my forest is unbearable. Something of Bill the Bear, keep our forests clean. I love it. That's sick. Okay. Yeah, it seems like they're not going to talk anymore, so I'm going to cut it here. And next bit will probably be when we get to where we're going. Unless something really cool comes up in the meantime. In a bit. Okay, everyone, we're heading in to the area for our quest. As we travel deeper into the zone, radiation will become more common and more deadly, was it? Keep an eye on your car's radiation here. Low levels of radiation. Oh, they're down too fast. Not as I said. A little more interested in. Okay, got a few things here to worry about. First.
Are you ready, driver? Okay, first off, I've loaded up 3 locations on your ARC device map. You see them? Head to whichever strikes your fancy.
You sending them to the Visions?
Sure am. We're going to use this.
My optical vassalizer. We shouldn't use that.
Why not?
I mean, it's been decades. No way that thing is in any sort of working shape.
I've been fixing up in secret, and I'm sorry. Don't be mad. It's going to be a surprise for your birthday. Oh, I've gone ahead and made an itty-bitty modification to your headset, driver. I've hooked up the vassalizer here to modulate your scan function. Think of it like an extra layer of mayonnaise on your technology sandwich.
What are you using the vassalizer for?
No spoilers. We have to tell the story from the beginning.
Driver, get ready to feast your eyes on the Visions.
I'm more concerned about how did he... Okay, 1 second. I'm more concerned about how did he make a change to my headset?
So I told you about the mass hallucination.
Hundreds of people, 30 seconds of crazy, yada yada. But there was one instance
Where that event and the remnants intersected. The story of Laura Cesare. Laura worked at ARDA as an executive secretary. She put in her hours, but she spent her evenings with a real passion. Painting. When the hallucination event swept through, Laura was overtaken like everyone else. But for her, the visions didn't stop. She tried painting them, but grew frustrated at her inability to recreate what she saw. Now at first, ARDA wrote her off as one of the many whose brains got scrambled by what they saw. Until Laura stumbled across a rusty can of paint in the woods. It was a remnant. Once she started using this paint, the visions in her paintings began to come true. She painted feverishly for over a year, chasing the visions the entire time. Until the day the paint ran empty.
And then she disappeared. Like all remnant holders do.
Now that we know the remnants and the mass hallucination are related, maybe Laura's visions can help us out.
Okay. So if I had to guess, her visions are probably glances into whatever alternate dimension the anomalies and everything are really coming from. Like, that's what it feels like to me anyways, as the most likely answer. Otherwise, I'm not really sure. But let's see what these visions are, because that sounds interesting. I just need to gather some resources while I'm here, take advantage of the mental stability, and the fact that it's the mid-zone where I can get a few things that I normally couldn't otherwise. There we go. That's really... What is that? What is... Why are you getting close to my car? Shaggy Scrambler. That's probably bad, right? I was meant to throw that at it, but I didn't do it in time. Did it do a bunch of damage? Not sure. So what does that thing do? Alright, well, let's get a map.
This is where your theory comes in, Francis. You tell him. Oh, look at me babbling away. Francis, you explain it. It's so good.
No, it's just... I'd rather not.
Hey, come on, we talked about this. You should be proud of your work. Toot your own horn.
Not this time.
Okay, well, Francis's theory, his entire branch of research was that the zone exhibits a property seen nowhere else on Earth. Every phenomena that occurs here leaves its fingerprint forever on the physical space. So he created this device to pick up on these sub-physical after effects. How did you explain it? It was like identifying a whale's favorite color using only the wake it leaves behind. The rest was science mumbo-jumbo.
It's a form of electromagnetic imprint. Anyway, it was a long time ago.
And what a better time than now to try it again.
Okay. Interesting theory. So being able to understand the anomalies and their origins by their effects, kind of? Or some of the stuff they'll give you off? I mean, it kind of makes sense. What type of scheme is this? Roadable? I've seen one of those before. Guessing I need to toss it in acid. Good, it fits in my inventory at least, so I don't have to worry about that. I don't know if there's any acid things around in this one. Things I need. I see how I'm getting some good supplies out of this road trip for So the resources like chemicals and a few other things. Lots of the weird salamander grotto egg restores. Alright, there's our target. Looks like it's lit up. Ooh, there's a corrosive snake. Oh. Oh, and that's some other stuff we want. Okay, first, let's try this. It worked. Can I grab it? Okay. Move away. Read it. There we go. Alien racing site. Okay, that sounds fun. And lime green paint. Evergreen paint. I don't know those colors for this game. Right? I'll take them. Alright. This first, then worry about that. There we go. Inverting
doorway.
No, I don't like this one. Hey, is it just me or did this mirror look different before?
Oh, it's changing.
Probably the instability messing with the paint over time. It's been decades after all.
No, something's definitely off. Hey, where's our old notes from when we took a field trip out that way? Driver, why don't you go ahead to the next one while we investigate this?
Yeah, first let me look at this. Okay, so looks like steam or mist coming up around it. Is there a... Ooh, I can read that. The Inverting Doorway mural. One of a series of murals painted by Laura Cassary in 1962. A mural depicting a blue-framed door freestanding in the wilderness. It warns any who behold it to stay away from it. For when it opens, any living creature nearby is turned inside out. That would be unpleasant. I can see why that would be a bad thing. For multiple reasons. Can I climb up here? Yes? No? Ah. Ah, no. Okay, it looked like I could climb in there, but apparently not. I'm hoping I could just to see if I can climb up. But okay, so inverted doorway. Wait, why is there a... Why is this here? How are you here? Dining over here? Is it just for a random reason? Was there supposed to be something more here? Or maybe it's to draw me to this? I don't know. Right. Bubblegum buddies. They seem to be little grabby guys. Thankfully, I did spend some resources. Did I just back up? Is it more of that? Ah. But I did spend some resources to give myself a thing so that they can't grab stuff out of my hands. And it's looking like that was probably a good call because these things definitely seem to want to grab everything out of my hands. But yeah, I've got sticky gloves. So, haha, you guys can't. just destroy that? What am I even looking at here? Are you... Okay, let's check the thing on the neon reef. Arda, ref... At first I thought I was seeing things after, well, you know, after that incident when so many of us saw things and then they promptly told us to never talk about it. I figured this was just another hallucination. Something else I shouldn't log. Or report, like how we don't talk about the things that chase us, or the files at Red Meadow, or the weird weather, or... I know I'm getting off topic. Point is, wherever this stuff is, it both responds to and seems to create light. I think we're looking at something similar to glowing algae, similar to those, dinoflagellates? I've got some notes here somewhere. I'm pretty sure this material is infused with neon. No, that can't be right. Anyway, my point is that I think we could actually use some of this stuff. I'd really like to talk to Dr. Turner about this, but her office isn't taking calls. What's happened to her lately? Is she still in charge? Crazy. Alright, you guys have fun carrying that around and leave me alone. I am going to run back to my car. We got some good stuff out of this. This area is a gold mine for these mid-zone resources. Right. As well as a bunch of other things I can use. Oh, that reminds me. Peggy Scramble. Central Exchange. We nearly got him, Sally. You were within an inch of catching that Scott guy. We almost did it. I swear to you, we're gonna triumph where the regulars just can't. After 11 months hiding out in the zone, stealing cars, breaking into shelters, taking food, you know how we're gonna do it? Anomalies. We used roadblocks to funnel him deeper to where we knew those beastly malfunction things were. And you know what they did? A whole pack of them descended on his car, right in front of us. His engine dies, his battery burns out, his steering locks, he ends up stuck there in the middle of the road with nothing but his regret. And then somehow, he still gets away somehow. Just melting into the darkness. I guess it didn't help that all our cars had started malfunctioning too. But that's not what matters. Mark my words, we'll catch him next time. Sounds like... Whoa. Okay, these things can be dangerous to me too, it looks like. Sounds like those things break cars? Or if they just damage it, or if they actually introduce oddities, or what. Alright, I'm off track to getting back to my car. Whoa, that's a big dumpster pearl. Shoot, how am I gonna carry that? Drop you. I'll keep that. Definitely keeping that. We can go there. There we go. There we go. We'll work with it. Alright, back to the car. For real this time. Go in the right direction didn't really help. Oh, it's foggy out here. Just a little eerie. Doesn't help that they have that whole bioluminescent battery cells thing going on. It is very organic. Which type of you? Inductive. I don't feel like grabbing another one right now. Okay. Thought there was a hatch, anchor around here somewhere, but I don't see it right off. I hope I'd just be able to find it and grab it on the way back. Oh well. Almost to the car. I do love this bioluminescent look, though, that the general vicinity here gives off. It's such a cool feature, and such a really well-designed aspect to the game. Fit this. One second. Goes in there. That there. Actually, take that out. Put that in. Alright, I think that's as full up as I can make that work. That can go in there. This can go in here. And I'll carry those for now. We got a lot of dumps and pearls to play with when we get back. Okay, where's the next? Oh, yeah, I did damage my car. Looks like we hit. Okay, the next one is up there. So if we go this way, grab that, and then yeah, we'll go to there. I think that'll work. Ooh, it doesn't. Now function is. I'll leave that on. Alright, let's move. Bubblegum things. Let's not have them pull my car apart. Or pull it into something. This looks like a good spot to park and go grab that energy over here. Oh, whoa, whoa. Got a little jump there. There it is, I see it. Secured. Secured? A much thicker metallic outer layer, perhaps for security. I don't want to take it with me. Just because I don't know that one, I don't know how I'm supposed to open it. Wait, that's here. Drop that around here. Aha! It's really tough. But I always click the right mouse by accident. Okay. Ooh, it had some good stuff in it. SNF hauling poster. Don't care about that. Alright. I actually did not mean to take all that, but just grab it just so it blows up. I'll worry about dropping it. For now, back to the car. Buddy, no. Can't have this. This is mine. Let go of me. I think it's still screwing my back. What's that between you and that? Guys, I'm gonna go around it. First things first. Let's drop that. And Drop that. I want to keep that one. There's that. That. Okay, we can work on that one, and before we go up there, let's run over and grab that. I know it's a little bit of a run, but I'd rather go for it now than when things are really messy. I mean, they're already a bit messy. But, yeah. Oh, this looks so cool. Look at that water. Wow, the radiation effect on the water. Sick. Plus you get to hear... Sounds like frogs, like peeper frogs. Of some sort. Or maybe just normal frogs, but frogs for sure. Which is interesting to think that there's wildlife out here still like that. How is that alive? People get scrambled for staying in the area too long. So how are some of these other creatures staying alive out here? Or are they? Is this, or are we actually just hearing something that sounds like those creatures? That's an odd possibility. Okay, there's that. I saw a thing I definitely want to check. Right over here. I mean, it looks like we've got bugs here too, but they're also kind of anomalous looking bugs. They don't have the air of normalcy to them so much. So some of them do share similarities. Like we've got some bugs that seem to behave like fireflies, but at the same time they don't seem normal. They seem extra bright for one thing when they do go off. Yeah, like that there. Unstable limb energy, which should be very good for us. It should open up a lot of possibilities for research. Ooh, I had a thought. When you are in some of the, like, when you're in the outer zone, if you go into an area which has the weird storm disturbance on the map, like saying it's an unstable area, then you get these red unstable limb energy things. But you also get them in the mid zone. Well, if we went to an unstable area in the mid zone, would we then get here? Go. But yeah, if we went to one of those unstable areas in the mid zone, would we get corrupted, like the third stage of limb energy, or something, or would we not? It seems like a viable possibility, but I don't know actually. There. Oh, whoa, okay, those bubblegum things really yank on my car. That's problematic. What's that? I hear you trying to grab me again. Okay. We're good to stop right here. anything. Slippery terrain. Okay, we'll go grab this limb energy, then we'll go out and see... No, actually, we'll go see this and then grab the limb energy. Because this shouldn't destabilize the area yet. I think it won't go risk going destabilized until we hit the third one. Ooh, the mailman. Another one. That's it. I've had it. My supervisor told me to record all the pneumatube problems as another anomaly and get back to work. No one else cares about solving this problem. No one cares about the tube the tubes like I do? Okay. So I'm taking things into my own hands. Consider this my official resignation. After 15 years as a pneumatube technician, I found my true calling. I'm going in. I will figure out what's happening in there, if it's the last thing I do. And we know they lived, at least long enough to come back and write number 6, where they're like, I figured out, there's some weird light in there that causes things to happen. But then they're also like, okay, yes, I'm going back in to try to figure it out some more. It's like, okay, man, you do you. Well, what is that? Hold on a second. Weird. Probably should have marked this area on my map before running out here, but no, there it is. We can see it easily enough. Yep. Wrong button. Come on. I don't want that. Vacuum's good right now, too. We get the right angle on these things. Looks so cool, though. They like fade out of existence or something, or back into these pillars. Funky. Ooh, this one looks nice. Wait. Oh, nice. I've got onto a tube of some sort. Yeah, this one looks nice.
The great pile up. You know, if you catch the mural at the right angle, when the moon is right overhead, you can spot the helmsman's body in one of the boats.
No chance. It's a paint smudge. Nothing more.
Believe me, it's true. I've seen it.
Huh. One of a series of murals painted. Alright, a mural depicting abandoned boats in a lake. It was told that a man was trapped inside the zone, and every time he tried to escape, he reappeared on yet another boat. Ooh, that'd be weird. Like a person who's
Did you see that,
trying to
Francis?
escape.
Oh boy, Francis! Look! Look here. It's different from our sketch when we visited in '82.
It's all scrambled, but the shape seems familiar. If you tilt your head, doesn't that kind of look like Mount Olympus?
Oh, Francis, you flippin' genius! It absolutely is. Wait. Let's look back at the first one. What's different there?
That shape right there. Is that Hook Valley?
Holy smokes! Oh, wait, pull up all the topographical maps of the peninsula. If we look around the areas where you'd get that view of Mount Olympus. See, Francis? I told you your basilizer would work.
I don't think this is the basilizer's doing.
Driver, we're onto something. Get to that third vision.
Funky. I like it, but I love the effects they put into this game.
No, I'm telling you, the helmsman never made it out of the zone. He died here.
Not this again. I still don't know why you're so convinced he existed in the first place.
Driver, back me up here. This is how the story goes. It was the winter of 72. A ship set sail down the Columbia River 100 miles east of here. The helmsman was overcome by bad weather, and while in a particularly foggy patch, the boat hit something, and the impact threw him from the deck. When he woke up, he was on a boat on this very lake, smack in the middle of the zone, with no idea how he got there. He had with him a ridiculous amount of cash and paid anyone and everyone to get him out of the zone. But no matter how he tried to leave, on foot, in a transport, he would always head into a fog and reemerge on another boat. At last count, the great pileup was 20 boats high and 30 boats wide.
A limb duplication glitch, nothing more.
And you, of all people, blaming limb tech instead of a good old-fashioned mystery?
It doesn't add up. Arda's favorite pastime was carting people out of the zone. How could someone actually fail to escape? And a mysterious man with a backpack full of cash, in the one place he can't spend it. Seems awfully fishy to me.
I mean, as far as weird things go in the zone,
So
I
about that
feel like
last
that's
fish.
a valid part.
Driver, if you come across a mushroom like the one in the mural, do not eat it. No matter how tasty it might look.
I had a story behind it.
You're speaking from personal experience. And let me tell you, it wasn't pretty.
Oh, just thinking about it makes me want to puke all over again. You've probably passed the biogenerators by now. They're our source of power in the mid-zone, and one of the best demonstrations of renewable limb tech. Yes, these battery farms keep our lights on, but more importantly, they're also the only place in the entire zone where anomalized mushrooms grow.
And guess who turned out to be the world's biggest fan of those mushrooms? Bigfoot itself! And the vision foretold its arrival in the zone.
It started when those pods hanging from the battery farms were found chewed up. At first, they blamed it on the local wildlife. This was back when we used to have some. Then, the sightings of 10-foot-tall creatures started that didn't attract much attention on their own.
Not until the first footprints were found. The Olympic Peninsula has always had a collection of Bigfoot sightings, but they were rare until Bigfoot had its first taste of the anomalized mushrooms. Then it couldn't stay away. And that's when the Squatches came knocking. They jumped the walls, set up camp, and they got to investigating. Once they learned of the Sasquatch's appetite for these mushrooms,
They cultivated entire farms of the stuff.
For months, they propagated mushrooms and set traps. And for months, evidence mounted that Sasquatch was making its rounds and evading those traps. Until one night, the experts disappeared.
Bigfoot got them, no question.
Come on, all 8 at once? How is that possible?
Never get in the way of a hungry Sasquatch.
What a weird story. I have enough the right resources to make another one. And back. No. Yeah, better do the hard setup. Alright, well, let me grab some of these off the ground at least. And don't waste them. Here we go. Should get a med pack. Being a bit beat up here. I want to use. Thank you. There we go. Oh good, I can throw stuff at it and it'll break. That's excellent. That helps a ton. lights go further down. I think I definitely need to get my car checked. I'm starting to really think I've got some quirks. Also, something I noticed, by the way, I forgot to mention. If you look at my dashboard here, where my gas tank is, I now have 5 spots instead of 3. So, by adding that extra gas tank really changed, like, even my dashboard, which is kind of a cool touch to the game that is really nifty. But where that would just go. Alright, we're here. That's probably about the safest spot for me to park. Then, let me mark that, and we can work from there. First we go in here. Ah, there it is. Did not see it right next to the power. You know, let's see what this flare actually looks like. Fire! Whoa. Okay, that's cool. I like it. Pretty high. Okay. Man, not a lot of good stuff in here. What I'm after. Really what I'm after. Oh, okay, that's one. I'll grab it. There we go. Okay, let's get out of here. Break this. That. Not run into the claw of death. No, there it is. I was like, is there actually one of these that doesn't have a thing in it? That. I think every one of these trailers always has at least one. Has one cabinet in it. Alright. That was a weirdly big combo trailer. Now then, we'll check the mural, then we'll run over, grab that energy, and get back to the car, I think. That might work the best, because it shouldn't increase my run distance to the car by too much. Even if the zone decides to collapse off. Alright, here's the mural. Where's the front? Was it to the left or the right? There it is. What? Bigfoot mural.
Ah, the Bigfoot mural! My personal favorite.
One of a series of murals painted, a mural that foretold the coming of Bigfoot to the Olympic exclusion zone. Legend has it that Bigfoot was drawn by the anomalized mushrooms that grow in the mid-zone. Okay.
Oh, bingo!
Flowers.
See that pattern in the last mural? That flower only grows above a certain elevation. Put the 3 locations together, and you've got a square mile in the northeast corner of the deep zone. Huh. The visions were pointing towards something the entire time.
Hey, Oppie, you can stop pretending to ignore us now. Take a look at this fine work. We've pinned down the location for the source of the mass hallucination. That's where the driver needs to go.
Well, what do you know?
Well, I knew the basilizer worked. What did I tell you, huh?
He still doesn't know, Francis.
Know what? Oppie?
Not my story to share.
Oh, there's a lot of these things. Shame I don't have some more vacuums to work with.
My theory, and that basilizer, they're illegitimate.
Wait, what are you saying?
I built that device to prove my imprint theory, and it was on the verge of getting the results I needed. But my research funding was running out. So, I forged the data. Not much, just enough to justify more time. I was so close. I knew the breakthrough was right around the corner. But Arda found out. That's why I was reassigned, and my clearance revoked.
Wait, you told me you changed labs voluntarily.
8 years of research with nothing to show for it, and then for that to happen, I couldn't face you.
That doesn't mean your theory is wrong. I still think there's something to it. There's a common thread with some of the remnant stories, like the telephone switchboard, the ones that seem to recall the past somehow. Maybe the remnants access those imprints, read them like a needle in the groove of a record.
Don't. You don't have to do that. It's in the past. I don't care about it anymore.
Cool little square of a building.
But listen, I've got this suspicion, right? If we can just get the car to the mass hallucination source, what we find they can prove your theory. It's worth a try, isn't it?
I'm tired of trying, Tobias. I've tried all my life, and it didn't go so well.
Look, I don't have one of those fancy degrees that you and Oppie have. The closest I ever got to science was wiping down your lab benches. But I saw the incredible things that you did with your research.
Yeah, well, Arda didn't think they were incredible.
I don't care about Arda. I believe in you. Always have.
I'm sorry. I can't do this with her. Oppie led the disciplinary committee that stripped my clearance and demoted me to a glorified intern. She sat there and decided how best to humiliate me. I never asked for anything. This one time I do, so I would never have to talk to Oppie again. You didn't listen. Your remnant was more important than what I wanted.
Francis, I didn't mean...
I've had enough.
Word.
He'll come around. Sorry, driver. We'll see you back at the auto shop.
I saw a big cabinet in here. Looked good. Oh yeah. That's what I needed. The others. This thing's huge. Would there be a second? Shelf in here? There is. Excellent. Okay, good to know there can be more than one. Indeed. There we go. The lighting was being weird. Alright, connect it to this. Let's get out of here. Huh. A story section that didn't immediately collapse the whole zone as soon as I finished the story part. That's interesting. So I need to get into a position where I can activate a portal out of here. Means I need to head back towards there. Let me get ready. And move a bit more towards the road because I'm a little worried that if I activate it right now, I'm going to hit a wall or something and not be able to make it where I need to be. Especially given how bumpy this grade is. Okay. Oh, and I've got a flat tire. Let's fix that before we go any further. Since he gets flat. We've had to use a lot of sealing kits in this run. Okay. There we go. We're all prepped. Everything's ready. Time to leave. Let's get back into the garage and see what they have in store. Because I'm betting we'll get a little more story as soon as we get back. But this is very interesting. So that's why he and Ami don't get along. Francis made a mistake trying to save his funding, and well, that would have been bad to hit. Got into a disciplinary action, and Aki was involved in handing out that disciplinary action. Interesting. Okay. Through the water. Now this water is super deep. That would be real bad for my health. And rid. Whew. Yeah, we got a lot of unstable energy in that one.
Interesting thing about that deep zone area you identified. I ran every coordinate in that area through the auto database, and what turns up? But access logs with entry records for Dr. K up through March 1963.
What? No, the doctor died in 1961, in the lab accident.
So we were told. Then, I found access logs for both that deep zone site and Red Meadow. Years and years worth of activity.
The Red Meadow Research Facility? But it was demolished the same year. After the structural damage caused by the... lied about that too, didn't they?
It appears so. The driver should give the Red Meadow ruins a visit. If Dr. K didn't die that day, I'd like to know what was keeping him so busy.
So would I, but... do we have time for this? We don't know how long the driver's got with that remnant.
And that's why we need this information. Whatever Dr. K was doing relates to all of this. It may be the key to what lies at the end of the road for the driver.
I... agree with you. God, I hate saying that.
Driver, I've marked the Red Meadow facility on your route planner. Head there whenever you're ready.
Fascinating. Alright. Let's take a look at what we're going to be getting into here. Okay, Dr. K's lab at Red Meadow. Ooh, it's up there. Okay. Well, looks like we can go highway, place, and we'll be good. I do like that now we have highway, get around. That could be of use in the future as well. I haven't even touched this highway and this highway though. Wonder how they would hook into the system. so many areas that I still need to explore. Alright, one more thing before we close up. Actually, I do need to turn that in. Yes, you're right. This wall exists to stop people from getting in, but my god, I hope it also stops those things from getting out. Okay, that wasn't too much of a new revelation. But, yeah. Ooh, let's see what the new cosmetics look like. And all these, dumpster pearls. Ooh, this one's sparkly. See if this works. Does... I just left the attic. Whoa! Okay. That's a lot. Let me free up some space. That was a interesting pile of stuff out of that. A lot of it, too. Okay, almost done picking it all up. What did we get out of that? Numbers decal, gold paint, a whole lot of stuff. Oh, that's something else I did show you guys. You may have noticed this here. That's because I have a basketball hoop now, which I am not very good at using. The throw mechanic in this game is a little wonky to get used to. Anything good out here real quick? Eh, not really. Okay, let's see what's in the other dumpster pearls. This one is interesting. Electronic bits. A lot of electronic bits. Is that flower power? Okay. Got a few new upgrades for the car's decorations as well then. I'm just gonna put those in there for the moment. Because I know I had one more dumpster pearl to chuck. That did not grab it the way I thought it would. Okay, we'll put that in there, we'll put that in there. Put that in my hands. There we go. Probably won't give us a ton because it's so awesome. It says it chucks a whole ton of stuff at me anyway. Great paint. Guess I didn't have that one. Alright. Then we've got a few cosmetics to take a look at. S&F hauling poster? What? That's that symbol. S&F hauling. Okay. Interesting picture. And then alien race inside. I'm kind of curious about that. Okay, never mind. A little more plain than I anticipated. And this one. Add those in. Let's see what we've got to work with. Crystal, same. Sword shifter, logo, surf, flower power instead of the surfboard. Listen to what the flower people say. Listen, it's getting louder every day. As follows. Okay, I like this one, the Astropunk helmet. And what else do we get? Forge sticker, probably safety, right? And PNW, mountains, forests, and hikes in the rain. What's not to love? Lean on that board. I like this one better. I've been waiting for a new sticker of a sort that I would actually want to see how I would see the look of it. Yeah, I like those. And plus the color schemes kind of go well together with each other. Alright, I think that's all the goodies for sorting everything out. I bet I have at least a few quirks. Yeah, one quirk. I'm gonna have to figure out which one that is. It's hard to tell how much of some of these were quirks resulting from, say, an anomaly or some poltergeist effect or something else, or yeah, some anomaly attacking my car, causing it to do the things it did, or if there was I need ceiling kits. That's right. Or if it was more of a issue of something actually going on with the car, like whether it was a quirk causing the lights to turn on as much as they did. I don't know. So many oddball things with some of that. It's going to be hard to tell. That's there, that's there. Let's put those in there. Good. Let's take a look in our research real quick. Expanded matter regenerator. Repair station. Gives yourself a little help patching up the car every time you return to the garage with this powerful automatic regenerator. That would be handy. And that would help too. What about this one though? I need a limb chip. 3 limb chips to get that. Deco vendor. And a fish tank. Can't get that until afterwards. Alright, let's get this because that looks useful. And I want to know what this expanded version looks like. You know, they didn't just eat the items I had in. Probably not. Maybe. Nice. Kind of looks like those, no, still got the armored door in there. Okay. It kind of looks like, well, actually, that was a lot more to work with. Nice. But I love that the design is like that weird tree anomaly that heals me with sound waves or something. It heals my car. Okay, I need corrupted energy for this. A whole bunch of other really expensive items. We're not needing that anytime soon. I don't need another parts locker. Probably gonna need another one of these ones soon, but we'll work on it. Might as well just get this researched, even if I don't need a carbon fiber or whatever for now. Thermal vacuum. I should probably get that. I'm probably gonna want a better vacuum here soon. And do I have enough research to get... Okay, that needs corrupted energy. Let's get this blowtorch researched. Alright, and we might actually have enough for one more thing. That needs corrupted. I should probably just research this to get done, but... let me... Okay, what is this? Bioheadlight. Marrying limb technology with its own curious bioluminescence, this light projects a powerful and intensely focused beam. It's probably best not to think about whether it might be alive. Alright, we have to research that, right? And any upgrades here, there would be good. Antiseptic gloves. Electrical discharge. Anti-theft backpack. Alright. Use up all my swamp coral though if I do that. Prevent anyone from or anything from stealing your things. Large backpack. Okay, the large backpack is more important right now, I think. The best backpack that money can't buy. This will make your hiking and resource harvesting experience a far less cluttered one. It also has so many pockets for quick item access. Yeah, more quick slots, and some more slots in general. And it looks like I'm going to have to save and reload to actually see it now. Give me 1 second. Save. Save there. Quick menu. Yes. Reload it back up. Nope. Accidentally loaded that save. Click too fast. It's not the save I wanted. I loaded the first save, which is my old game. Well, give me 1 second. And let me... I guess I could show you my old garage. Unless I'm on a route. No, I'm on a route. Never mind. That won't do what I want it to do. Okay. We're going to click slowly this time. Play. Red Meadow Research Facility. Loading. Let's see what the new backpack looks like now. We should have, what, 8 quick slots now? That's excellent. Oh yeah. So much space. I'm gonna have to reevaluate how I carry things around in here now. Excellent. Well, we get one more of these before we go. The download, cancel, download. You wouldn't download a car. Cancel, download. 55%. What? Download a car? Maybe best not to know. Let's see if we can make the bioluminescent headlights now, just for kicks and giggles. Alright, I still have enough swamp coral. I'll make 2, so I can upgrade both headlights to be the same thing. I got thunder going on inside or something. Alright, that's different looking than I thought. Looks like it's got a weird gem on it. Bio headlight. Let's see what they look like when they're off. Oh, it is a very focused beam. Oh wait, it's also probably because I'm a little too powerful. It is a very bright beam though. Whoa, okay, that is super bright compared to what the old ones were. That's good. We can work with that. Oh, that's so cool. Not quite what I expected from bioluminescence. I was expecting something a little more purple, and I was expecting it to be a little more wobbly. But, alright, we can work with that. That's sick. Okay, enough oogling over the tech and everything we're seeing here. I need to try to figure out what this quirk is. I need to repair my car. I think this is a good spot to end this episode. Next time we head to the Red Meadow Research Facility. Should be fun. Thanks everyone so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And continue to enjoy watching these things. It's a fun game. If you haven't, I really recommend trying this one out yourselves. Just because I think you'll have a lot of fun with it. Though it can be challenging, it is still a lot of fun. Thanks everyone so much for watching. Have a great night. Okay, yeah, can't put those in there. That was wondering. Hit like and subscribe to keep up with new releases if you haven't done so already. And bye.